From the Rush Center in Green Bay, Wisconsin, welcome to the 2023 WIAA Girls State Volleyball Championships. This is a Division III showdown featuring the Tigers of Howard's Grove and the Saints from St. Croix Falls. Greetings, everybody. Bob Brandon along with Michelle Wenzel. Michelle, this is a repeat from 2022. Same two teams were in the title matchup, and Howard's Grove, the Tigers, they're in search of history.
Well, and for the Tigers, they are a senior-led squad, starting out with Olivia Byroll, their outside hitter, leading the way, and Cameron Kaminsky, their setter, setting the table for the Tigers.
And for St. Croix Falls, this is the real deal. They've had a terrific season so far.
Yeah, St. Croix Falls, I mean, they've got a couple Division I and Division II players here. Kelsey Cooper, their middle, she really gets that offensive attack going.
We saw this matchup in 2022. We're going to see it again in 2023. The Saints and the Tigers. First serve coming your way next. This is your WIAA network station. Welcome back to the Rush Center. Spotlights are out. The rock star treatment for the starting lineups. And the starting lineups for you at home brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. And yes, Michelle, this Howard's Grove squad, a lot of returning players. They lean in the senior leadership, but they're also mixing in some of the newbies, the youngsters.
Absolutely. And for Coach Brett Damrow, you know, he does such a great job of helping those young players get into this Howard's Grove system. It's going to be really interesting to see how those youngsters react on this big stage.
And for St. Croix Falls, again, they were runners-up a year ago, lost to this Howard's Grove squad, but all that experience paying off. And Kelsey Cooper, you talked about her. She swings a heavy arm, comes in with over 500 kills on the season.
Yeah, and Kelsey Cooper, who's heading to Youngstown State in Ohio after this season, she tag teams with Lucy Bellal, who's 6 foot middle blocker. Those two are going to be getting a lot of swings tonight.
Yeah, some tall timber over there for the Saints. Time now for our Menards Keys of the Match. And for Howard's Grove, Michelle, history lesson. They are trying to make some history, at least tie it. They've won 4 in a row. If they win 5 straight, they will tie the all-time record in any division. Waupun did 5 years in a row.
And Coach Brett Damrow will tell you, every year is a different year. We cannot take St. Croix Falls for granted. And for St. Croix Falls, they're going to have to continue to put service pressure on their opponents like they did against Cuba City. 14 service aces, 8 of those coming from freshman Britta Olson.
House lights are up. Brett Damrow, and always butterflies. Even though they've won 4 in a row, always new, always the different experience, always a different group that's trying to bring home the gold ball. This is his 18th season. He's closing in on 600 career victories. And there's Stacy Hoff in her 2nd season at St. Croix Falls. She gets a rematch with Howard's Grove. Brett Damrow even said, hey, that group over there, St. Croix Falls, they could very well have been the number 1 seed of this 4-team grouping in Division III. So both teams familiar with each other. Both teams loaded with talent. St. Croix Falls, their 3rd trip ever to state. They've never won the gold ball. Silver last year. The 8th trip overall for Howard's Grove. They've won 6 titles, including the last 4 in a row. When they get to the championship, Michelle, they know how to finish.
Well, and I think one of the keys for St. Croix Falls, too, is their freshman setter, Kat Williams. How is she going to respond here, setting in her first state tournament match? And we'll see if Howard's Grove goes after her, especially in their serve receive.
And the Saints are off and marching with an ace served up by Britta Olson. She's their serving leader in that department, over 111 coming into the tournament.
That was my key to the game for them, is service pressure.
It's down by Kaminsky, sent over by Byroll. Now the Saints go to work in the middle, little roll shot there by Cooper. And Byroll again.
Well, that play set up by Cameron Kaminsky, the senior setter. Just standing there, giving a nice set to that pin for Byrel, who's got a lot of experience playing here at State.
Tied at 1 early on here in set number 1. Big block. Byrel was there. Saints stay the course. Big swing there by Cooper. Byrel over the hands, and it tickles OB.
So that point going to Olivia Byrel, but you've got to go back to that dig by L. Kennedy. I mean, that just set the table and the stage for that swing.
Dug out by Olsen. Cooper, a big swing. Byrel again. They're feeding her early and often.
Nice hit by Morgan Marks in that back row.
And then Zielinski at the net. Nothing fancy, just puts it away.
And Megan Zielinski, another senior. This Howard's Grove squad is just laden with seniors up and down their lineup.
And that'll be an ace as it trickles off the back row, and Olsen. So the Tigers getting their footing early here. Minsky again. Cooper, Olsen handles that one. Get it to Cooper with a little roll. From the back, roll shot there. Gajetski. You're going to see her get a lot of swings as well. And a little slide action there by Kelsey Cooper. 6-3. And hold the phone. Cooper's looking over saying, wait a minute.
I think there must have been net contact on that. Because the set was clean, the hit was clean. I'm just wondering if it came through on the follow through.
Might have been. Cooper was already celebrating. Another ace by Kaminsky, as she has what I like to call the dying quail. 6-1 start Tigers.
Yeah, Kaminsky with one service ace yesterday. As a team, Howard's Grove had 4 aces to go around, along with 4 errors.
Cooper runs up and pokes at it. And then slammed off the block, Olivia Byrel. She's only 5'9", Michelle, but she has no fear taking on bigger blockers.
No fear, great IQ, huge hops from number 4. 17 kills, hitting just under 300 yesterday in their win over St. Mary Catholic.
Block on Cooper. Second try, she goes deep. To the front row, Kaminsky and Byrel. Oh, Cooper short-armed it. After all the hustle, they don't get the point out of the deal. And timeout Howard's Grove. Check that. Timeout St. Croix Falls, because Howard's Grove is up 8-1 here in set number 1. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Saints served up an ace to start this match. But ever since, Tigers running off 8 in a row. Out of the TO, that's exactly what St. Croix Falls needed. Lucy Belil with the smash.
What a great set from that freshman Kat Williams as well. Nice and tight on that right side. That's got to feel good for St. Croix Falls. Get some momentum going here.
Try to build from that, but nope. Byrel says, I'm going to end your run at 1.
Right down the alley she goes. Look at that shoot all the way across the back row from the Saints. A little late on rotating over.
Olivia will play libero at Illinois State at the next level. Oh, a little back pedal there by Gajetski and couldn't get anything on it.
Yeah, sometimes you need to make that decision a little quicker. If the set's too low, just bump it over. It's much better to get a pass over that net or a hit over that net rather than into the net.
Here's the freshman Kat Williams. Leads his team in assists. Serving to start this point, and it'll end because the little push shot in the middle, very effective.
As Linsky had a ton of real estate in that back row to work. Quick offense there by the Tigers. They're up 10-3.
High noon here in Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Bob Raynard, Michelle Wenzel, our crew at the Rec Center. Blocked there, and then poked over by Ashlyn Groff. Ashlyn's a great story. only a sophomore, only been playing volleyball, Michelle, for 4 months. A ton of potential, high ceiling, says her coach.
4 months.
4 months.
And she's playing with super cool glasses. I love them.
Oh, yeah.
Like Clark Kent style glasses.
He had a terrific semifinal as well.
Oh, good read on that net by Kelsey Cooper.
Yep. The smart play again, Michelle. Don't have to kill it. Just be effective.
Yeah, and you just track that ball as it's coming to you, and that's experience right there for Cooper.
Wow. Now, what they like about this young lady, the sophomore, is her blocking potential. Take advantage of that 6-1 frame. But more and more, they're working her in offensively, and she's becoming a force.
I mean, what an outstanding pass from Byral to her setter, Kaminsky. I'm still floored, Bob. 4 months.
What Brett said.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
And she obviously has a lot of athleticism, but I'm curious if she's a basketball player.
Pounded from back row by Byral. Saints were ready. Kennedy jumps in front of that one. On the left pin, destroyed by Gajewski.
Howard Grove is staying in system. Their transition game is great. I mean, all things firing on all cylinders.
That was Olsen jumping in front of that one. Little runner too deep by Cooper. She says, my bad. And the scoreboard not good in favor of the Saints. Tigers 14-4 here in set number 1.
I think Croix Falls just needs to take a deep breath, get a good pass here, and get that offense going. And again, they're out of system. They don't get much of a swing, and that'll be 4 hits.
Ball caromed up the net. Never made it over in 3. And the domination continues by Howard's Grove. Stacey Hoff looking on, trying to remain positive here. Good run up off the antenna. And Schmidt couldn't cut it.
But we need some smiles out of the St. Croix Falls team. Smiles just elevate and make things just much better. Somebody's got to pick this team up right now. I mean, they are a solid team, well coached. I never thought they would be down 16-4.
Squeezing one in there, as Lydia Peters said. Sometimes you'll see against teams like the dominating Howard's Grove machine that they are, there's intimidation and there's butterflies playing on the big stage. But a lot of these young ladies were here last year for St. Croix Falls.
Yeah, Cooper, Balil, Schmidt, Peterson, Marks, all part of that silver ball winning team last year.
But right now, Gajewski destroys that one. They're playing like the team that we see here, year in and year out. They're 5th in a row here playing for a state championship. 17-5. Here comes Gajewski on the serve. That one's not going to get it done. Out of play. And at this point, St. Croix Falls, yeah, you're looking for just some positive things to carry over into the next set. Flush this one away. As the Tigers have settled in quite nicely here to start this match. There's a positive. Down the line, Balil tucks it in.
Well, that all started with Ayla Schmidt going down low and getting that serve pretty much off the floor. A great pass up to Williams to run that offense.
Kennedy handles it. Slide action with Croix. Tipped over, Kaminsky. Kennedy over to Byral. And again, right at the blockers. She trusts her arm. 19-6 Tigers.
And Lucy Balil was there on the block. She slides over. She elevates. It just went off her hands and down.
Brianna Bramstead, a sophomore in to serve for the Tigers. Schmidt, and on the pin, Byral was there. And Belil, I've got Byro and Belil.
I know, it's hard.
that was Lucy Belil on the left pin.
We'll just call them Lucy and Olivia.
There we go.
And that's one thing St. Croix Falls needs to do. They need to get Lucy into their offense as well as Kelsey Cooper. Cooper's in that front row right now.
Dare I say Lucy Goosey? There are two Lucys on the Falls roster. Belil and Braun. Braun is a sophomore middle. That'll work. An ace that trickles off the tape. And it's 19-9.
When you mentioned 1 point at a time, getting some momentum here, and that's what we're seeing out of the Saints.
Timeout, Brett Damrow and the Tigers. Let them gather their breath and take a breather here, but still up by a 10 spot here in set number 1. The 2023 WIAA tournament brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. They're a proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award for over 50 years.
Just taking a look at some stats here quick, Bob. As a team, Howards Grove hitting .556, only one attacking error. And between Groff, Byral, and Zielinski, 13 attacks and 9 kills.
Tigers hitting .556. That's fantastic. That's how you want to start at a state championship, so your team can settle in, get comfy, cozy. That's what the Tigers are doing. Saints, as you said, 1 point at a time. Try to build some things for set number 2.
And they got their serving going a little bit more aggressive than it was to start.
Here's their best server, Olsen. And she dials up another ace. Handcuffed Ellie Kennedy.
And that's her second one. She started off this match with an ace.
See Kennedy saying, come on, bring it back to me. Nope, use that net again. Hey, whatever it takes, style points don't matter in the state championship.
No, and she is serving up line drive serves that just go right above the net. It's hard to pick up, and it's got some movement to it.
Tigers finally handle that one. Byral takes a shot to the corner. Belil. On the line. That was Byral on the shot. Got to go over in 3. Cooper does. Tigers go to work. Byral again tried that corner. Morgan Marks was there. Shoved over. Batted over. Cooper ends it.
And that point, although it's going to go to Cooper in the scorebook, that needs to go to Morgan Marks. Morgan Marks 3 digs in a row to keep that point alive for the Saints.
Hey, look at this. 6-0 run by the Saints. Kennedy gives it some air. Over to Byral on the pin. Popped up by Belil. He saves it.
A good get by Lucy Belil.
Byral. Cooper smashes it. Jammed it in on the block. The run continues here for St. Croix Falls. Hey, don't write them off yet.
No, and again, a nice high ball. Let your 6'3" attacker go up and get it off the block.
Kennedy, Minsky. Back row patrol by Schmidt. Belil blocked.
Good up by Schmidt.
And then some bumper cars up front for Falls. But a nice run here to get themselves back in it late.
Well, and it gives them a lot of confidence, Bob, and that's key right now.
Kaminsky's serve. It's 20-13 Tigers. Schmidt. But a Kennedy. Finds number 4, who knows what to do with it. That was Byral. Poked over by Olsen. Byral, stop, start, crush it. Too much. Looking for the touch.
And Coach Damrow talking to the line judge and asking, did you see a touch on that? No replay in high school volleyball, so we don't get a challenge at all from coaches.
Replay yet. Someday.
Good point.
Maybe. And running on a real estate there. So 21-14, it's Howard's Grove by a touchdown here in set number 1. Olivia Byroll. Beat Cooper. The block was there, but it finds the blue tile. Point for the Saints.
And Kelsey Cooper just attacking that block. Gets the 2-0. And she ends up with 4 kills thus far in set 1.
Cat Williams. Jeske took a swing. Cooper was there. Tried to dump it. Pinsky. Jeske. Finish.
You know, just when you think St. Croix Falls wins that point, Howard's Grove just continues to play scrappy, and that swing from Gajeski right down the alley.
Get away from Cooper, who was lurking on the other side.
Good get by Byroll.
And Gajeski. Cooper smashes it.
Cat Williams just with a quick up. Great hands for that freshman. Just give Cooper something to hit, and she makes it look good.
Byroll waited for it to come down. Now the Saints get after it. Blocked there by Winter. With the left hand, steam shoveled over. From the middle, it's Groff. She dumps it in.
Great confidence from Kaminsky, the setter. She's right there. Groff gets just a little bit of an approach here. No blocker there for St. Croix Falls.
Timeout Saints. Brett Damrow loved what he saw. Came over and said, that was awesome, to his sophomore. 2023 WIAA tournament brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Brett Damrow and his staff, it's safe to say that Howard's Grove Volleyball is a dynasty, and that's a head coach who puts in so much time with the club scene here in the state of Wisconsin, and of course his own squad. He has coached his 2 daughters, Autumn and Sage. Sage, a member of the Wisconsin Badgers. Sage is in the house. They wheeled her in so she could be a part of watching her dad try to make some history. There she is.
And her 3rd surgery after playing a great match against Marquette at 5-serve forum. And she's tougher than nails, mentally, physically. She's going to...
Mashed off the hands. Byroll. And finally running out of room over there. So Falls, they will need 7 unanswered.
8. Math is hard.
It is. 7 to tie it. How about that?
There you go.
Yeah.
Won't happen.
The equation is in favor of the Tigers. Gajeski puts it away. Falls makes a run, but Howard's Grove, the great start, leads them to a first set victory. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. The eyes have it here at the Resch Center in Green Bay. That's Ashlyn Groff, the sophomore. She did her part in an impressive first set win with impressive numbers to go along with it.
Howard's Grove hitting an impressive 361 as a team. Byroll with 6 kills. St. Croix Falls, it's been all Kelsey Cooper, 5 kills, but 5 aces, which helped St. Croix Falls get back into the set on a 7-0 run.
It was just a hole that was dug too deep, too early. And now the Tigers off and running here in set number 2. They started off with an ace serve from Cameron Kaminsky.
Kaminsky had 11 assists in that first set. Gajewski, 5 kills, 5 digs.
That one came back to Belil in the middle, and she deposits.
That'll be Belil's 4th kill to go along with 3 digs. They really need to get number 10 active and early active in this offense.
And as expected, Kelsey Cooper was swinging a heavy arm for the Saints in that first set. Meanwhile, you had Byroll getting after it, Gajewski getting after it, and Groff, too, contributing in the offense. Little pinball action, can't reel it in. So Belil, you mentioned it, Michelle, tried to get her even more involved in the offense, and she's off and running here.
Well, she's 6 feet tall. She's got great ups. She had 16 kills in their semifinal. There's that service pressure I was talking about at the Open.
Belil will play Division II volleyball at Augustana University in South Dakota. Sends this one deep to Kennedy. Gajewski waited for it to come down, and at the net, Cooper just poked it to a teammate. Flush from the middle. Saints stay the course.
Great get for the Falls, St. Croix Falls Saints.
From the middle, challenging Cooper. Go back to Kelsey, and she gets it done.
I love when they feed her in the middle and feed her often. She's so strong. That double block, not even intimidating, and she doesn't even go at it. She goes around it.
From the back row. And looking for the contact. No, sir. Spiral took a poke at it. 5-2.
And St. Croix Falls did not have a lead beyond 1-0 in set number 1. It's been all Howard's Grove until now.
Much better start here in set number 2. Kennedy saved it into play. Little slide action with Cooper.
And Bob Brainerd saving the day from us getting destroyed here at the table. Look at this nice slide, elevates, goes between the block. Kelsey Cooper heating up.
Bypasser there, send it to the pin instead. Kennedy grabs it off the floor and then airmailed out of play by Gajewski. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Saints. 7-2 start here in set 2.
Hitting over 500 in that first set. You knew that with some service pressure and some blocking at the net, Howard's Grove wasn't going to be able to continue hitting at that high caliber.
And start, the run ends there on that service error. Here's Kennedy to serve. Open over to Gajewski.
Oh, what a dig out of Ayla Schmidt.
And then off the block of Croix. Getting it done, Lydia Peterson.
I'm telling you, when liberals are doing their job, making great digs, good things are going to happen. Lydia Peterson, the junior, going right through that block.
Gajewski again, blocks, and then trickles off the net. Little tag team action over there with Cooper. Got some help from Britta Olsen. Check that, Bailey Olsen. They're sisters, you know. For the Marks, Logan and Morgan. Got some siblings on the Saints roster. Little flip there by Kaminsky.
So smart. Kaminsky set it up literally to look like she was going middle with Croix, and she disguised it so well, calling her own number. Big smiles there for number 12.
Brianne Van Dusky to serve. 5'4" sophomore. Block was there, but it goes OB, so Cooper again.
That'll be kill number 8 for the senior.
Joe mentioned she'll be at Youngstown State in Ohio to play for the Penguins in the Horizon League. Cooper wanted it, but instead they found Bailey Olson. She gets it done off that right pin.
I mean, look at the change in events here. St. Croix Falls doing exactly what Howards Grove did to them in set number 1. Serving aggressively, staying in system, attacking the block, just getting the job done. And another great dig by Ayla Schmidt.
And then Britta Olson got it, but a little amped up there on that swing. But back to the Tigers, trailing by 6. Jetski serve. And a little poke when it came back on 1 by Byrol.
And Byrol didn't have to do anything fancy with that, just touched it down.
Gathered in. Cooper to the front row. Little roll shot. Tigers were ready for it. Go back row with the Jetski. Big windup. Pushed back on Olson. Cooper tries it. Croix was there for the block.
We're only playing 4 months of volleyball, man. She's a quick learner. As a coach, you're just like, stay at the net, follow the ball. Jump as high as you can, press those hands over the net. Yeah, a delayed call on that. The crowd behind us from St. Croix Falls, we're saying you can't do that to Olivia Byrol. She made contact with the other side of the net.
So 12-7. Kennedy. And just missed it wide left. The Saints continuing to stay in front of the scoreboard here in set number 2. Kennedy
Great
gets
hit.
there at the last second. And that one measured by Byrol.
That all started with El Kennedy, like you said, getting there at the last minute. But if you watched Coach Gamro in that point before, when Byrol mishit it, he just went over to her and said, you know, come on, you got this. Just gave her a little pep talk, and that's what she needed to hammer that home. There from the Tigers.
Again, Byrol. Block was there this time. She'll wind up one more time. Dug out in the back row by Schmidt. And the roll shot into the net for the Saints. Tigers starting to get a little momentum here, trailing 13-9.
Well, Ayla Schmidt is playing one heck of a back row right now. She's up to 11 digs.
There. And heard a whistle.
Is there a net?
Yeah, one of the Saints was in the net.
So Kat Williams, as she was going to set, made contact with the net. Great call by the officiating crew.
Scoreboard's getting tight now. 13-10, and they end the run there. Bailey Olson tackling the block at the net without any contact. Falls stays in front by 4. Sella Greenquist coming in to serve. 5'7" senior. To Kennedy. Kaminsky goes middle that time. And good call. Byrol punctuates it.
You know, you mentioned Olivia Byrol going to Illinois State next year as a libero. It's exactly what Sage Damrow did. Sage Damrow, a prolific sixth rotation player here at Howard's Grove, was the outside hitter and is now the second libero at Wisconsin.
Too much on that swing. And here come the Tigers, trailing by a pair.
And Illinois State just had Sarah Kushner transfer from their outside hitter to play libero at Marquette.
Nice cut that time by Lucy Belil.
I don't think Lucy Belil is going to be switching to libero at all. She's such a good hitter at 6 feet tall.
Using that weaponry. Good one going on here in Green Bay. Now a message from your local affiliate. Kelsey Cooper and the St. Croix Falls Saints trying to hang on here in set number 2. Even this best of 5 up at a set apiece. England once again with the Tigers from Howard's Grove, 4-time defending state champions in Division III.
Put up by Morgan Mark. She was already on the ground.
Little Cooper, a little slide and then a little dump. That'll work.
St. Croix Falls was up 11-4. Howard's Grove making that run to cut it to 3. And on that slide, doesn't need to get much on it. Just gets it over the block.
But Gretchen Winter tried to sneak it in. Cooper goes up with a strong swing that time. Went over in 2. Now Cooper even stronger the second time around.
Yeah, they've really gotten her involved in this offense for sure. She's hitting with a lot of confidence here. Again, hitting on that middle, you're not going to be able to give her much of a block because Groff is not in there right now in that rotation.
14 kills now for Cooper. Battle at the net, whistle, and which way is it going? Tigers are getting the tally.
Yeah, I think one of the front row players, possibly the setter, was in the net again for St. Croix Falls. Any part of the hair, the jersey that touches that net is a no-no.
Crushed by Belil. So it's been a lot of Lucy, a lot of Kelsey. Falls leading on their 2 heavy hitters.
17 kills between the 2 of them. Nice pickup by Belil again.
Yeah, just out of the reach of Cooper that time.
Just wasn't in system running that quick ball. Haven't seen a lot of up-tempo from St. Croix Falls.
The Tigers trailing by 4. Kennedy served. Cooper jumped in front of it. And they went right back to her.
Great up by L. Kennedy.
Sneak attack. Kaminsky was ready for it. Jeski a swing on the right side. Cooper in the middle. Blocked by Groff. Oh, this young lady growing up before our very eyes.
You know, and that's what I had just said earlier, that the Tigers do not have Ashley Groff to challenge Kelsey Cooper. I mean, she is long and lean, 6'1". They really need her in that front row right now. Again, she gets a hand on that and disrupts it.
Little poke on the right side. Mallory Gajeski gets it done. Here comes Howard's Grove, back within 2.
Now roll shot there. Puts it in the campfire right in front of the back row.
Kennedy serve. Softly over. Stop, start. Take a swing. Peterson. Winter now. Pushed back. Gajeski's turn. You bet.
And they've got to keep feeding Gajeski because Byryl's in that back row. And those back row attacks aren't very high in hitting percentage. So you either got Jeski or you've got to go Graf.
Tigers playing for the tie. Kennedy to Kaminsky. Gajeski again. Block back on her. And the Saints remain in front of the scoreboard.
And the Saints know that. The Saints know that it's likely going to go to number 10 because she's got the most experience as a hitter, and they're just hanging around.
Cat Williams. Flipped over there by Byral. Cooper smashed. Croix again. This is a recording.
It was just all a matter of getting number 3 into that front row.
Three-headed monster there. They went up in unison like synchronized swimming. Nowhere for Cooper to deliver the blow.
Tough serve there from Vendusky.
A for effort there, but the point will go to the Falls, clinging to their lead at 20-18. And now Cooper to the back row. She'll serve here. And that'll work. Dial up an ace.
Well, this is a very critical time for Howard's Grove. With Cooper in that back row, this is where they need to get a good pass to run their offense. They're missing that big blocker. They got to hit. Hit.
Hit there, but blocked there. Gajewski and Croix again. And now the Tigers trying to take advantage of Cooper in the back row.
Because now the Tigers rotated Olivia Byral into that front row. Byral with 10 kills.
Cooper, the run up from the back, just poked it. Croix from the middle.
A good get by Kelsey Cooper.
Kennedy steps in front. Over to Byral. Slap back on her. Gajewski. Yeah, we play on. Saints thought point was over, but it ain't.
Yeah, you got to keep playing until that whistle sounds.
Gajewski to the rafters. Over to Byral. Pokes it deep. Saints go to work up front.
What a great rally.
And finished off in the middle by Peterson.
What a great rally. Peterson catches Howard's Grove in transition and is able to get that point.
Well earned, too. Schmidt to serve. Kaminsky going to Byral. Jammed it in on the block. Tigers within 2, in to serve Bramstead.
I think Croix Falls has number 10, Lucy Belil. I'm feeding her if they, and not we, they can get a good pass.
Got it. Oh, what a cut with authority right in front of Brett Damrow. He had the ringside seat for it, knew it was in.
Well, you got to use those weapons. You got to figure out where they are in rotation. And the Tigers are going to have to get their block on number 10.
Greenquist sends it to Kennedy in the corner. Byral down the line. Now Howard's Grove will try to build on that. They have snuck up within 1 several times here in set 2, but can't get it back to even so far. And they're running out of time to do that. Kaminsky serve to Schmidt. Back set it. Block is there. Still alive, however.
Great get by that freshman Cat Williams.
And
net
contact while the ball is bouncing around.
Megan Zielinski, and neither coach has taken either of their timeouts in this set, which is really interesting, especially back 11-4 when St. Croix Falls had that 7-point lead. Coach Damrow just let his team play through it.
Set point for the Saints. They are not there yet.
Fast, up-tempo, Olivia Byral going right down the alley.
So no wiggle room here for Howard's Grove. Byral on the serve. Tip. Kennedy gets there. Byral from the back row. That's the
great call by Al Kennedy.
Yeah, everyone in the rec center could hear Kennedy.
Well, the St. Croix Falls Saints have Kelsey Cooper in that front row. They've got to get her the ball.
Instead, they go to Belil, and she delivers. 25-23. St. Croix Falls evens up this best-of-5 state championship at a set apiece. We'll step aside. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Top 2 seeds in this 14 field in Division III. If you're into the rankings, St. Croix Falls actually finished number 1 in the last poll, and Howard's Grove was number 2. Cut it up any way you want. It's 2 really good teams, and they deserve to be in this stage, Michelle, as we look at the stats through 2 sets.
Well, and Lucy Belil really getting it done in set number 2, hitting 588, 10 kills to go along with Kelsey Cooper's 11 kills. Olivia Byro continued to carry the heavy load for Howard's Grove.
So Saints knotted up at a set apiece. Set the serve it here, and number 3 at the Rec Center in Green Bay. Kennedy sends it to the sky, and then down the line, and just got to play. Too much on that swing by Byro.
One interesting statistic thus far, in 91 service attempts between these 2 squads, only 1 service error.
I think he jinxed it. Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, that is impressive. Banged off the net there by Belil. And neither coach in that second set, Michelle, burned a timeout to talk about it. They just let him play.
Yeah, like I said, I'm surprised Coach Damrow didn't take one when his team was down 11-4. But he knows his team. And I guess I did jinx it because that was the second service error. But he knows his team, and he knows that sometimes when you call a timeout, it actually throws more things off than it does good.
A little middle action there with Zielinski. Yeah, it's a seasoned team, Howard's Grove. And even when you're young and you're coming up through the ranks, and you're not getting much playing time, you're taking this all in. You're going to state, and you're watching how teammates, juniors and seniors, figure things out. And then when it's your turn, you're ready for the bright lights. Block was there, but it goes OB. Howard's Grove with a better start here in set 3, similar to what they had in set 1.
That Gajewski getting her 7th kill to go along with 7 digs. The service ace by Byro.
And be careful. Remember, it was 8-1 in set 1. Howard's Grove, they're out of the chutes here once again. 5-1 start. Go to Cooper to settle things down.
She just makes it look so easy. I mean, her run in, the block doesn't close on her, and she hits so fast, so heavy.
Kennedy to Kaminsky. Little middle action again there, and Zielinski tried that little flip play again this time.
I like the idea. The result obviously didn't work. She didn't actually flip her wrist through and snap that ball down.
That was late recognition there. Winter and Byro colliding at the net.
Kat Williams, another service ace. That's 8 for the Saints.
Though they were down 5-1. Looking for the equalizer is St. Croix Falls. Dug out by Schmidt. Cooper over in 3. Back set. Gajewski. Schmidt, Cooper. Got it. Tied at 5.
Yeah, she can pretty much choose whatever area of the court she wants to hit from. That back row, so good. And that textbook pass from Kat Williams, the freshman, playing like she's been here before.
Flying in Gajeski. Smith to the front row. And then the big windmill down the line from Lydia Peterson.
And they will call it touch, as I believe Cameron Kaminsky got her fingertips on that.
5 unanswered by Falls. They're in front. Right at the net. Peterson. Fingertips to get the job done.
Little change of momentum here. And Whitley Schumacher coming in to play that right side for the Tigers. Getting a little different look here. Oh, what a dig.
Britta Olsen doing some heavy lifting in the back row. Try Gajeski again. And just missed that corner. And now a timeout. Brett Damrow had the great start. St. Croix Falls had the answer. Now a message from your local affiliate. This is your WIAA network station. All smiles on that Saints bench because they're on a 7-0 run here in set number 3. Tigers out of the TO. Popped back by Schumacher. Gajeski. Saints were ready for it. And out of play.
Now remember, St. Croix Falls is really exploiting Howard's Grove right now as Byrell's in that back row still. But now they have Groff in the middle, and that's going to help solidify things not only with blocking, but give another offensive weapon for Kaminsky to work with.
That one out of the reach of Kaminsky. So the Saints answer the Tigers tally out of the timeout. Cooper now back row serving. From the middle, Groff to Cooper. Gets out of the way and then takes a swing at it. Too much.
Yeah, Ashlyn Groff has to time her jump just right. So rather than hitting that ball straight, she's got to get above it and hit it down with some authority.
Van Dusky. Schmidt gathers it. And then between the block, Lydia Peterson delivers.
Well, and Ayla Schmidt started things off with a great pass to her setter. That was a tough serve to receive from Van Dusky.
10-7 Falls. Net contact again. Oh, double contact this time. So these soft toss, dying quail serves of St. Croix Falls have been very effective.
Oh, great get from Kaminsky as she's running across that net.
We had
Britta Olsen underneath.
Underneath.
And Coach Stacy Hoff has done a great job of regrouping her troops and lighting fire under them. They're playing so well after looking a little sketchy in that first set.
Up, over, and out of play. Stacy dialing up from the service line, keeping pressure on the Tigers, mixing up the looks from the service line. Brings in Selah Greenquist here. Goes deep here to Kennedy. Kaminsky going to go to the back row. Smashed and down from Balil.
St. Croix Falls really staying in system on their transition game. And Balil's in that front row now. And Groff had to go out. So we'll see who's going to get the blocking done on number 10.
call was out. And so the Tigers got that point instead. But Belil is there at the net to grab it back. So 13-9 on the scoreboard here. Britta Olsen, always a threat from the service line. Shot put it over there. Up and over in 3. 16 is Van Dusky there. Again, a little poke deep. Morgan Marks gets to it. And that one just out of the reach of Belil.
That easily could have turned into the 14th point for St. Croix Falls, as Howard's Grove did not get a clean attack in that last point whatsoever.
Kaminsky now to serve. Trailing by 3 are the Tigers. Marks. Cooper over in 3. Kennedy gets there. A little soft touch there by Zielinski. Not enough on it, however. And there's enough from Cooper, however, when she gets it back.
Howard's Grove has to find a way to get some offense going. Byryl's in that back row, as well as Gajewski. But that set from Kat Williams, textbook, so good.
Kaminsky cross court, block is there by Williams.
This freshman, for her first time at state, so impressed with what she's been able to do. She follows that ball up, goes one-on-one with a very experienced Olivia Byral.
And then Williams, that's what you do, young lady. The cat strikes for St. Croix Falls. Timeout Tigers as the Saints lead it 16-10. Williams making her mark here in set 3, Michelle.
And she's just got big smiles right now, just waiting for that ball to get in her range. And she puts it down in that back row. I mean, they are having fun. All smiles. A definite turn of events from what it was in set number 1.
2023 WIAA tournament brought to you by the Wisconsin DOT. Zero in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. Stacy Hoff and company, they got back here and got the opponent they wanted as well. As we look ahead and look back, Wanawak Center, congratulations to the Wolves who got the reverse sweep to win the D4 crown over Newman Catholic. After this one, good one between McFarland and the Xavier Hawks. Hawks won it all a year ago in Division II. They'll try to make it a repeat. There's more to come after that. Boys final, D1 final. Keep it right here. Volleyball all day, all night. Cooper, big time swing in the middle.
Yeah, Coach Damrow going to his bench, trying to find the magic touch here for Howard's Grove. I mean, they have not had a kill in quite some time. That was much needed by Byral.
Yeah, finally, Byral able to make that attack to the back row and not have it pop back up to the front row for St. Croix Falls. Back row has done a terrific job for the Saints.
Service pressure there from Byral.
Little roll that time by Cooper.
Great pickup out of that back row.
And then they go right back to Kelsey in the middle.
Britta Olsen, another freshman, saving that point. I mean, these two freshmen between Olsen and Williams, I am so impressed with the two of them.
In the middle, had to go over Cooper that time. Smashed and finished. It was Lydia Peterson again. And the Tigers frustrated.
Peterson was 7 kills, just attacks that block. St. Croix Falls just running away with this right now.
Gajewski Made contact with the net on the follow-through.
And this is a rotation that the Tigers have to get out of.
Saints by 9. Trying to close out this third set. Inch closer to their first ever state championship. And they called one of the Tigers over the line.
I did not get a good look at that.
I think it was Kennedy.
Well, I thought he said 10, Gajeski. But an 8-2 scoring run right now from St. Croix Falls. They're up 10.
Yeah. Doing serious damage. As Gajeski gets the tally there, but a lot of work to do for Howard's Grove. Kennedy will try to start it from the service line. There's Cooper on the back side. Got it done. Back to a 10-point cushion.
St. Croix Falls really doing a great job in serve receive, staying in system. And that's really been the difference for them in these last 2 sets.
Cooper calls for it. Instead, poked over by Peterson. And then flicked there by Peterson. Now Gajeski takes a swing at it. Mallory again.
Bring it up by Kennedy.
And the block was there, but it trickles out of play. So they've fed Byroll in the back row.
That point, you got to give that credit to El Kennedy for keeping that ball up. As a lot of those tips off the block have been falling for the Saints.
Gathered in by Schmidt. Peterson. Came off the hands funny that time. Little flip, but out of bounds. Good idea.
Even Coach Damrow said, yeah, I like that. That was smart. We just got to make it in on our side now.
Ayla Schmidt trying to inch the Saints closer to grabbing set number 3. Had to play that one. Gajeski right at the pole. And she gets it back. Coming back. Graf couldn't end it. Gajeski again.
High hands there, slowing that ball down, giving the back row an opportunity.
Double contact on the Saints. And they were scrambling around, as were the Tigers for that point. Flying in, Belil.
A great reset by Gajeski, getting off the floor.
And then a little flick by Byroll.
Right in front of us, Gajetski's on the floor, and she's the only one in the vicinity to get that second ball up. And the fact that she was able to react so quickly and put up a good ball.
Mallory serve. There's Cooper backpedaling to get that one. Slide action there for Graf. And point by point, little by little, lead is down to 7.
You know, when number 3 is in there, she does some good things. Whether it's the blocking or the disruption or the kill there. Got to find a way to keep her in that front row.
Is that one of the ceiling? Now the Saints go back to work in the middle. Blocked, kick back, Kennedy. Gajeski from the back. Little run up.
A good get by Vendusky.
And then buried by Byroll.
That was the Howard's Grove that we saw in set number 1, cleaning up all the junk, tipping balls back up off the block. Byroll goes right down the alley.
Kennedy sent over. That was Byroll. Cooper.
What a dig by El Kennedy.
And the block again. It's Olivia Byroll. just challenging the block. Stacey Hoff, no timeout, just encouragement to get the job done. They only need 2 to close out set number 3.
We talked about momentum carrying you into the next set. Howard's Grove really going to make it tough here for St. Croix Falls to get these last 2 points.
Well, now they just need 1 point as Belil put it away. Set point for the Saints.
11 kills for Belil. The Saints, led by Cooper, with 17.
A 6-point cushion to get 1. Selah Greenquist. Nope. Viral shot that coffin corner and missed. And St. Croix Falls takes it 25-18. 1 set away from their first ever state volleyball championship. We'll step aside. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Brett Damrow and Howard's Grove, heart of a champion. We shall see. The 4-time defending champs up against it here, going to set 4, trailing 2-1 to St. Croix Falls in search of their first ever state title in volleyball.
Yeah, for St. Croix Falls, Belil and Cooper leading the way, 28 out of the team's 42 kills. Williams has 31 assists, and Britta Olsen 10 digs. For Howard's Grove, Olivia Byral getting it done, 18 kills, 7 digs. Kaminsky, 28 assists. And Elle Kennedy anchoring that defense as she has 18 digs.
We are set for the 4th set. Tigers serve it up. Looking to get this one to force a 5th. And net contact called on the Tigers. And this time, Brett Damrow, a little more emphatic in stating his case.
Well, and I think there was a definite contact. Kozlinski's hair was touching the net. I mean, I saw that from my vantage point. She went up, but when she came down, that hair swiped the net.
Ponytails count. Back in the air, Kaminsky, little flip. Going to set up Cooper. You saw it coming, and then Cooper wide of the mark. Tied at 1.
Nice looking shot from Cooper, trying to get me involved in the action. I deflected it to our statistician, Greg House, and he made a nice football catch on it.
They wanted you eligible.
I know.
Big swing by Cooper.
And I'm not sure I'd want to play against that swing from Kelsey Cooper. I mean, what a great up from Ayla Schmidt.
Kennedy, Kaminsky runs in. Sent over by Byral. Cooper again. Little hop and a step. Byral. Second opportunity. Makes good.
What I was just about to say, that St. Croix Falls is playing her line. They're blocking that line, making her go down it, and that time Morgan Marks just not able to get the dig.
Smashed. And Gretchen Winter was there, but it rolled down her shoulder and in play on the Tigers' side. Kat Williams to serve. Viral again. And it ate up Williams in the back row. So we seesaw here early. No one jumping out to the early lead in this one. Has been Dusky in. Looking on the back row, serving role specialist. That wouldn't have it that time for Peterson.
Those are ones where you just hold your breath a little bit or you let a little air out to see if you can get it to go on the other side of the net. Such a letdown.
And Dusky again, the sophomore. Over to Cooper. Smash to Kennedy.
So powerful. Now she's in that back row. And the passing. So good. A high back set right on that pin and right down the alley. That one missed on the alley from Olivia Byral. Byral seems to only really have one shot, and that's that line shot. I'd like to see her start switching things up a little bit.
Good elevation by Olsen. Greta, the patience to wait for the volleyball to come to her.
And you could hear Ayla Schmidt yelling, line, 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 that whole time, telling her she's got that alley open.
Again, pressure on the serve there. Kennedy got there at the last second. Cooper in the back row starts this. Olsen couldn't finish it. Cooper, and yeah, she jumped over that 10-foot line. So a mini run there by Stacey Hoff's squad puts them in front 6-5. Peterson played the carom nicely.
On that set from Kat Williams, no spin on it. What a beautiful back set again. This freshman so impressed with what she's been doing, running this offense.
Kennedy again, working up a lather getting to these balls. Minsky moving bodies around at the net. And this time, net violation on the Saints.
So besides service pressure from the Saints, they've really done a much better job playing defense and playing in transition. I mean, that's, I think, has been the difference with them losing that first set and taking the last two.
Service error. And again, not many of those, only a handful in this entire match. And now Greenquist in for the Saints, leading it 8-6.
Good pickup by Zielinski.
Cooper gave it some air, gave her team a chance, pops that one back, but
guess it never came over?
Never came over. Net kicked it back, not the block, so the Tigers will take that point, trailing by 1. Greenquist out, Morgan Marks in. Morgan and her twin sister Logan, they list them at 5'1". They are dynamos, though, who pack a punch. Went right at Marks there. Too much on that hit by Cooper. Air mailed it deep. We're tied at 8.
Howard's Grove has to continue to capitalize on these mental mistakes that the Saints have been making as of recent.
Look at Marks going down to get that. And then finished off by Belil. It all started with Morgan Marks in the back row, dug it out, gave the big bodies up front a chance.
And Morgan, a senior, was here last year, along with her sister and a couple others on this squad. They don't want to go home with a silver ball again. That ball never went over.
Nope.
Actually, yeah.
A little net action.
So they'll give that kill to Belil. That'll be her 13th.
Wyroll plays it off the net. Tough cut there. And Kennedy got handcuffed. What an angle shot by Lucy Belil. He was way off the post and found a way to get the tally. Timeout Howard's Grove. trailing the Saints 11-8, who are on a 3-0 run here in set number 4. Now, yesterday in the semifinals, St. Croix Falls and Stacy Hoff knew that they wouldn't have the fan base that they would expect. That's because the football team, the Saints, were in action in level 3 playoff football action. And so fans were divided, right? Well, the football team won. They beat Northwestern 46-18. So they're going to play next Friday in level 4 action. They're a step away from making it to state as well.
Well, and I sure hope that entire football team is here today watching and cheering on.
Oh, they are.
This team.
In fact, Stacy Hoff has a son who's on the football team. Lydia Peterson and the Marks twins have brothers who are on the football team. Lucy Belil's dad, by the way, is the head coach
Holy cow.
of the football team. So, yeah, it was families divided, but a great time of year in St. Croix Falls.
Nobody wanted that one at the last minute. Byro comes in and takes it.
Cooper on the slide, gets it done.
Yeah, Britta Olson has 5 of the team's 8 aces for St. Croix Falls. Very impressed with what the 2 freshmen have done for Stacy Hoff.
Marks kept that ball alive. Shoved that one just out of bounds right at Brett Damrow, who was holding his breath.
Yeah, and he gave a finger point and a good job to El Kennedy chasing that ball out of bounds and letting it go at the last minute.
And you saw Stacy Hoff. She loved the hustle. Her team never giving up on that point. Cooper, Kennedy, very busy this afternoon. Pop back into play. Try Byral again. The run up and the finish by Belil.
No, she didn't have to hit that with authority. It's just a nice looking shot to the middle of the floor. 35 kills between Belil and Cooper.
The workhorses getting it done here at state as Byral connects again from the left pin.
Yesterday, Belil and Cooper had 36 against Cuba City.
Byral's up to 21 kills now for the Tigers. Kennedy's serve. Marks goes low. Cooper. Groff was there. Cooper again. Groff was there. And this time, no block for Lydia Peterson. The hands were there, but couldn't control it to keep it in play.
And that pass going across the net, timed nicely by Lydia Peterson. That will give number 16 her 11th kill.
Handled by Kennedy. Kaminsky. Little runner there by Gajewski. Now the Saints. And that was a mispass. Groff, easy pickings for her.
As much as we've called Cooper and Belil's name, I mean, Lydia Peterson, 11 kills to add to that total.
Timeout St. Croix Falls.
Looks like something's happening with, I think that's Kat Williams' hand.
And the medical staff will check her out during the TO. All is well. Wisconsin Education Association Council thanks all public school educators giving their all this school year. WEAC. We teach, we inspire.
Correction, that was Britta Olson. Olson and Williams looking a little much the same. Both 5'7", both freshmen, same hair color, same hair length.
Team unity, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the town divided perhaps on Friday between football and state volleyball. But after the football guys took care of business yesterday, they are here. And everyone here hoping that this Saints squad can get it done against Howard's Grove. Then Dusky's serve goes deep gathered in by Schmidt. Stop, start, big swing by Peterson. Kennedy up and over. Cooper, you knew it was coming.
Oh, yeah. Up-tempo offense, giving her a little touch set for that quick 2.
Cooper from the service line. Saints up by 4. Schmidt, little roll shot there by Olsen. Block on Byro. From the middle, Croix.
Now that's the first time we have seen her swing with authority. I have been waiting for that out of number 3. Get mean, Ashlyn Graf. Get mean.
Graf got a piece, but it careens out of play. Peterson with the heavy swing. And now Schmidt to serve. 16-12 Saints. Trying to just keep this Tigers team at arm's length. Jetski. Ball bounces around, still in play. Roll shot. From the back, by roll. And even Stacey Hoff, right at her feet, said, yeah, nice shot.
Yeah, that decoy was run by Ashlyn Graf. Graf sends that decoy, and that takes the block away from the net and gives Byroll the lane to shoot.
Nice gather by Olsen. Little rolled on line Belil, and other side of the antenna. Wide of the mark, 17-13 Saints.
Passing right now becomes critical for Howard's Grove. They have to get some offense going. They have to get this lead whittled down. What a great get on that block from Williams.
Go alive. Tigers, middle. And finally finish off the point with Zielinski.
You know, and it was passing there that made that offensive opportunity happen. When you get a good pass, even if it's an overhand pass from Byro, you can do a lot more things with your offense.
Now the Tigers, who have trailed for most of this set, trying to cobble some points together.
Here's an opportunity for their in transition.
Middle again.
Oh, good get from Ayla Schmidt.
Kennedy circles underneath it. Jetski. And Cooper. And that came off her hands funny. Out of play. Tigers will take it within 2.
The Tigers putting pressure on St. Croix Falls in serve receive. Another out of system play coming. Free ball here for the Tigers.
And then it came over to Belil quickly. She was ready for it. And the Tigers weren't.
And I'm not quite sure I like this dump. I think you gotta give yourself an opportunity for a kill from your outside, right side, or middle. Because Belil just watching that the whole way.
Somehow they ad-libbed that one over. And then Cooper, she says, my bad. She got all amped up. Tried to finish that point off. Too much.
Well, and that was the right play because there was nobody in that back row deep for Howard's Grove. And if she would have connected on that, this place would have erupted behind us. What a get from L. Kennedy.
Poke back. Sent deep. Byro, was it enough? No. Cooper's going to get it over in 3. Kennedy back to work. Kaminsky, middle. Nope. Never made it.
Oh, you got to keep playing. No whistle.
And then they got the block. So they got the point anyway.
You know, and Kelsey Cooper needs to continue to play. She paused for a moment, looked at the official, but was able to regather herself and press that block over the net.
The run up and the smash by Peterson. Saints starting to feel it. 20-16, timeout Howard's Grove.
And look at that nice high back set from Kelsey Cooper. Come on. Lydia Peterson just goes right after that block, splits it, and she'll get kill number 13.
The 2023 WIAA tournament brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, reminding you to look for the Proudly Wisconsin badge to know you're getting the best quality and supporting local dairy farmers. 2 questions that need to be answered and will be answered here in set number 4. Can St. Croix Falls close this set out, hoist the gold ball for the first time in school history in girls state volleyball? Question 2, can Howard's Grove find a way to force a 5th set here? If they can get to a 5th set, they give this team an opportunity to make some history and then hoist the gold ball themselves for the 5th straight year.
Look at that, Lydia Peterson hitting 440 from the outside. Such a high hitting percentage for number 16.
Cooper, big swing. Zielinski, dial it back to Howard's Grove, and Zielinski was in the middle and had wide open look, but couldn't get enough on it. And then when Cooper got it back, you saw what she did with it as Byral connects. But right now the Saints, they will gladly swap points with these Tigers.
Well, and it's been that sensational 3, Cooper, Belil, and Peterson. 51 of the team's 58 kills coming from those 3.
Cooper, Croix got a piece of it, kept alive, and the Tigers still alive. That was Kaminsky just rescuing the front row by getting it over.
You know, and to answer your question, Bob, both of those answers were yes. Anything can happen when you've got a storied history of Howard's Grove, but you've got the momentum of St. Croix Falls.
Byral attacks the back. Schmidt was there. Coming over hot. Oh, and Cooper, sometimes too easy.
Oh, you just get so excited with that one, and you're like, yes, I got this kill, and wah-wah. That's all right, though. They're going to get a little break here. Ayla Schmidt tying her shoe in the back row. She's played one heck of a match. We've been focusing on the hitters for the Saints. Ayla Schmidt really getting it done in that back row.
The Cooper on the slide. She gets it done. So just with the Tigers creeped closer. Cooper with the answer.
Look at that, splitting the seam of the block. Cooper just getting it done, not only on offense, but also defense.
And now the Tigers going to their heavy arms. Byral again. Back within 2. Van Dusky to serve. Trying to tighten the screws here and make it a 1-point set. As Marks checks in. Oh, this is Logan this time.
Got to get your senior in there. She deserves playing time for sure.
Cooper got it done. Gacheski was there, but some funky English to carry him out of play.
Well, now you've got Cooper going to that service line, but you still have Lydia Peterson to feed in that front row.
And a great serve there. Byral again. But again, back and forth. Doesn't work for Howard's Grove. They need a run, just a little one, trailing by 2.
Great pass there by Schmidt.
Howard's Grove with the tally.
They have Kat Williams in the net. That's the third net violation in the last 2 sets on number 6.
And now for the equalizer. No! Just deep. Byral took a shot to try to tie it. And now it's match point St. Croix Falls. Paige Bauman will check in, a junior. Schmidt. Florida to Byral. Gajeski up, over, and off the net. Tigers still alive.
Coach Damrow looking for, where's his players? Hang on, who do I got coming in? He's looking for Vodusky to put her back in for Paige Bauman.
Bramstead in the serve. Tigers need the point to force the issue here in the 4th set. And they force it. The comebacker to Zielinski ties it at 24.
Wow, the last time Bramstead came in to serve, it was a service error. And that one, she got to die right in front of Britta Olsen.
For the lead. Blocked by Gajeski.
That is the biggest block yet in this match. Gajeski, number 10, going up against Balil, number 10. Holy cow, look at that. Impeccable timing, pressing over the net. Unbelievable.
Timeout St. Croix Falls. That was mano-a-mano, 10-on-10 on an island. Mallory Gajeski was there for a huge point. And now the Tigers serving to try to snatch this 4th set and give this team an opportunity in a 5th set.
Well, and Kelsey Cooper is in that back row. We'll see if the Tigers go after her in serve. Because, you know, Ayla Schmidt is doing a heck of a job passing. Or will they go after Britta Olsen, the freshman?
Meanwhile, the crowd on the Howards Grove side bringing the noise. Brett Damrow waving his arms saying, help us out. We need you, Howards Grove.
And this is Howards Grove's first lead since 4-3 early on in this set.
Bramstead, the serve goes deep. To the front, flying in. Another block! Zielinski this time! And the Tigers force a 5th. What a late comeback by Howards Grove. Usually, they're the team that's trying to hold off other teams from making a late rally. But they do just that and will play 5 for the 2nd time today. Take a breath, everybody. We'll do that. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Everyone here at the Rec Center getting their money's worth. Going 5 here to decide a Division III state champion. Tigers were title winners in 1976, 2016, and then the run. 19, 20, 21, 22. They're trying to make it 5. If they get it, they tie Waupun, who did it 5 times in a row. And Brett Damrow, he tells you every year, it's a different group. Every year is different. Every season has a different vibe with different players. But the results have always been the same. And now they're hoping that that is the case once again. The result, another state champion, as, boy, did they ratchet the belt loops and the chin straps and whatever else you want to say to get the job done there in set 4.
Howards Grove went on a 10-4 run to close out that set. Olivia Byral, 25 kills. Gajeski with 12. Ashlyn Graf with 7. Zielinski with 5. Both Zielinski and Gajeski with their blocking takes those last 2 points to win that set. And to look for St. Croix Falls, Kelsey Cooper with 24 kills, Lucy Balil with 16. But it's Ayla Schmidt with her 27 digs that has really anchored the back row for the Saints.
A lot of great team plays made in that fourth set and individual ones down the stretch. And remember, first to 15 is a state champion. It's racehorse volleyball. And when it's only 15, each play, each miscue, you put it under the microscope. You don't have extra breathing room trying to get to 25 first. So here we go. Britta Olsen, lethal from the service line, will start it off for the Saints here in set number 5. Kaminsky cross court over to Gajeski. Diving stab in the back row by Olsen. Kept this point alive. Flip. Saints over in 3. Groff, yes.
And that all starts with that pass out of that back row. Pass was right in the wheelhouse where Kaminsky needed it to do that quick 2 to Zielinski. Or excuse me, to Groff.
Wide of the mark left on the serve by Kaminsky.
Yeah, Groff now with 8 kills out of 15 total attacks, hitting .533.
Kaminsky off her right shoulder. She knew she had Gajeski there. That's trust. 2-1 Tigers.
Well, and Gajeski's smart. Instead of hitting cross, because she would have hit right into Kelsey Cooper, she goes down line and gets it off the fingertips.
Handled by Marks. Slide action, Cooper. Nope.
Now, Cooper's had a couple of misfires in her last attempts. She's had 68 total attacks. Another tough serve from Howard's Grove.
Cooper over in 3. Now Kennedy to Kaminsky. Where are they going?
Spiral.
Yep.
She misses.
Just missed left. She loves that side of the court.
Well, and St. Croix Falls needs to start taking that line away from her. Not only down the line with that back row, but they need to start blocking her line.
This one up, over, and out. It just kept sailing here at the Resch Center.
Just missed.
4-2 Tigers. Just the second service error of the match for St. Croix Falls. They have been terrific back there. Kennedy now. Back set. Cooper got it down the line.
L. Kennedy right on that line. That ball just coming way too fast.
Cooper serve. A floor to Kennedy. Block goes out of bounds. Byral. Extra juice behind it. 5-3 Tigers. Well, the emotions are flowing and the tension is real here at the Resch Center. As Van Dusky pokes it to Schmidt. Big swing, big block. Cooper. Van Dusky's there. Oh, into the net. Byral. Doesn't happen often.
Well, and that was a great set from Kaminsky. Byral just got her approach a little tangled up, a little anxious.
Gonna call double contact, I believe.
Yep. That's on the setter, Kaminsky. That ball came off her fingertips at 2 different times.
She had to kind of stop and leave a skid mark there and couldn't get herself set. Got herself set that time, and Byral, better job. You knew they would go back to number 4, let her clean up that last miscue.
Well, and they blocked her line, and she just swiped it off the block.
Now from the service line. Hooper and Olsen almost got tangled up. There's Mallory Gajewski. Wide open.
The passing. That's all I've got to say about Howard's Grove. They're getting clean passing.
Kennedy. Oh, ate her up. That wasn't that difficult, and for some reason it took a funny roll off of Kennedy.
But when you play to 15 points, it's mistakes like that that you hope do not come back to haunt you.
Over to Gajewski. Just got it over. Cooper, big windup. Poke to the front row. Gajewski again. Deep shot to Schmidt. Little roll shot.
Nice pickup by Gajewski.
Middle. Big swing. Came over in two. Push shot. Gajewski. Blocked by Bolil.
Now, Bolil returns the favor because Gajewski got her in that last set. Bolil high above the net, her elbows above the net on that one. Keep in mind, Kelsey Cooper's in that back row still for the Saints.
Wide open back row attack for Gajewski. No one home there for the Saints. Howard's Grove back in front, 8-7. Anyone's fifth set available. Championship in D3 still available.
Gajewski with a double-double, 15 kills, 13 digs. I like the up-tempo offense I'm seeing from the Tigers. And the service pressure they're putting on the Saints.
Croix from the middle. Oh, big smiles on that bench. This sophomore has done some serious damage at state. Timeout, St. Croix Falls.
My heart just skipped a beat because I had been waiting for Ashlyn Graf to get angry, and she got angry in that last set. And look at her here. What a great pass, and that's what a middle should be doing. But my goodness, 4 months of playing volleyball, and that's what you get. Amazing.
Now you're right. We've seen enough of Graf when she would just finesse it, just touch it over to get it done. But she's played with some extra mustard, extra juice, what have you.
Conviction, for sure. I mean, enough of being nice, Ashlyn Graf. Bring it out. And Coach Damrow with that one-legged hop, his other leg parallel to the ground, kind of like he's playing air guitar. It was pretty funny.
You know, Brett Damrow shared with us yesterday before his semifinal that he got a text from his daughter Sage, who is home recuperating, but is here today to cheer on her ex-teammates at Howard's Grove. He said, "Dad, let them make mistakes. Let them figure it out." He got emotional. He said it was the perfect way to send me off back to the rec center again. She knows exactly what to tell her dad. Karam there off of Graf that goes out of play. So 9-8, Tigers lead whittled down to 1. And now it's Olsen. Always a dangerous serve coming. Not this time. Just the third service error. What a time for it.
We've had 2 ties. 1-1, 7-7. Howard's Grove has not trailed in this 5th set.
The race to 15. Who gets there?
The free opportunity. Let's see if the Tigers can capitalize.
Gajewski, the block was there, but it goes out of play. 11-8 Howard's Grove.
And that was a good block. I mean, they had it set up right. Gajewski just hitting a heavy ball to tool the block.
Cooper. Ball was out. It caromed off of Kennedy maybe her shoulder or face.
I think it was her shoulder, and if that would have landed into that back row, that Howard's Grove crowd would have gone nuts.
Timeout, Howard's Grove. Yeah, sometimes the volleyball gods make plays like that happen. Stacy Hoff having a good laugh about it because they were all holding their breath saying, please find the blue tile. Take another look. Yeah, off the shoulder, and then everyone giving chase.
I mean, so close in that back row. I mean, we've been treated to two outstanding finals so far. That D4 championship, the reverse sweep. This one going 5, and Bob, we knew it would likely go 5. And these two teams very evenly matched, very well coached.
Here's where we are. Playing on here in Division 3. Coming up next, Division 2. Xavier will try to make it back-to-back state titles, taking on McFarland. Boys final follows that. And then we revisit VSHA and Oconomowoc Part 2. They met last year in a 5-setter in Division 1.
That boys final is going to be great because you're going to crown a champion for the first time. Middleton or Arrowhead.
Smash into the Saints bench.
Great looking hit there. Gajeski just a little too much mustard on it, but you can tell Howard's Grove playing loose. A lot of smiles right now. And that's what we didn't see in set 2 or 3.
Right back to Gajeski. Cooper in the middle. Just shoved it down. We were tied at 11.
Yeah, Cooper's in that front row, and that makes a huge difference.
Goodness. Kennedy, Gajeski got tangled up. Miscommunication in the back row. Saints will take it, force another timeout by the Tigers. They lead at 12-11.
And that's St. Croix Falls' first lead in this set.
No better time for it as both teams are trying to sprint to 15. Who gets there first? Not sure how you can doze off watching this volleyball match.
It's been an exhausting one. I'm sure that kiddo just fell asleep.
We had a 5-setter in Division 4, 5-setter here in Division 3. Scoring run here by St. Croix Falls when it looked like Howard's Grove might be creeping away. They get right back in it to snatch the lead away. Bob Rader and Michelle Wenzel, our crew here at the Resch Center in Green Bay. Getting ready to crown a state champ in Division 3. Who wants it here down the stretch? The Jetski. Go back to her. They do. But the block is there by Cooper. Right at the net. Squeezed it in. Wasn't pretty, Michelle, but it was effective to be sure.
Yeah, and that's a tough play to make for Lydia Peterson. Following that ball, not knowing how tight it was to the net. She just gets it through that block.
Up and over in 3. That wasn't pretty. Scramble. Winter takes a poke deep.
A nice shot there by Winter to put it deep to reset on defense.
The Jetski. Better. She was a little out of sorts over there the last couple points. But a perfect pass. Perfect finish. Now from the service line. It'll be Mallory trying to knot this at 13. Up and over in 3, Olsen. Kaminsky, where does she go? Yep. You knew it. Find the heavy arm. Tied at 13.
And that started with that serve from Gojetsky, keeping the Saints out of system and getting a free ball, and the Tigers capitalized.
Hooper wants it, gets it, off the block. Match point for St. Croix Falls. They had 2 in set 4. Couldn't get it done. Can they get it done here? Yes, they can. The Saints go marching into Green Bay and take home the title. What a match. What a finish. What a run by Howard's Grove. It ends at 4. But they went down swinging. And St. Croix falls. Enough in the tank to tame the Tigers in the 5th set. First ever state title for Stacy Hoff and the Saints. And hugs at the net. Respect galore between those two head coaches.
Well, and Brett Damrow went right over to Kelsey Cooper and had some good words for her. And we got Kelsey here right now with us.
Kelsey, congratulations. The emotions. What's going on in your gut after that 5-setter?
I'm just so proud of our team, our program. This is our first state championship, so it's truly such an incredible experience, and I'm so grateful to do it with some of my best friends.
Now, your team was down 1 set in the semifinals. You guys came into this match down 1 set. What was the difference in turning the tide to then win in 5?
You know, we have some freshmen. It's a big stage. We had a lot of nerves. It was just getting our footing and finding what we thrive in. We can't play to what they're doing. We have to be confident in our game and just attack how we have been the whole year. So.
Kelsey, congratulations. Go join your teammates. You're about to get some hardware.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Kelsey Cooper and the St. Croix Falls Saints. They survive whatever it takes. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Ladies and gentlemen, were you not entertained? 5-setter in Division 4, 5-setter in Division 3. Stacy Hoff and the Saints knock off the 4-time defending state champion Howard's Grove Tigers, winning set 5, 15-13. Now it's time for your Wisconsin DOT play of the game. And Michelle, it's a series of plays. We just talked to Ms. Cooper. She was brilliant.
Yeah, the Youngtown State commit just getting it done from the middle. Also that right slide on a couple of occasions. That one she just touched down. But let me tell you, it was also the blocking from number 12 that really neutralized the hitters from the Tigers.
They put a lot on her plate, and she delivered. That was your Wisconsin DOT plays of the game. 0 in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. Howard's Grove, yeah, a little strange seeing them hoist the silver trophy because we've seen over and over and over and over again that gold ball went up. But the run ends at 4 straight.
Yeah, we talk about Howard's Grove. They get double-doubles from Olivia Byrell and Mallory Gojetsky. 28 kills, 11 digs, 17 kills, 13 digs. And Kelsey Cooper with 28 kills herself, 8 digs, but it's so even statistically. Both teams hitting 200. Both teams with their setters at 50 assists. One of the key things that stands out, though, 9 service aces over the course of the 5-setter for the Saints.
Well, this will be a special moment for Stacy Hoff, the head coach. She's about to be a state champion as a head coach. Did it as a player back at Clayton, playing as a middle hitter on a senior middle hitter on the Clayton Bears team that won a state championship in 1996. So you reach that pinnacle as a player, Michelle, and you think, well, it'll never get as good as this. Well, Stacy, it's about to get as good as that. State champ as a player, and now state champ as a head coach. Center in Green Bay. I'm Bob Brainerd saying so long for now. Coming up next, more volleyball. Division II girls will feature McFarland and the defending champs, the Xavier Hawks. Preceding has been a presentation of the fine folks here in Green Bay. Stick around, more volleyball coming your way next.